Kasama ko si Kahil ngayon. Ngayon, magsisimula kaming mag-asikaso ng aming requirements para sa Mount Apo. And the first one is medical certificate. So, kukuha tayo dito sa my clinic. Dito pala. Ayan. So, mag-ano lang tayo, guys. Kami ay mag-hike na ngayong 26. And kailangan namin mag-submit today. Today is the last day. Hiningi sa amin yung medical certificate. So, sinama ko na si Kahil kasi baka hanapin siya. You look sad. Are you ready for your Mount Apo hike? Your first hike? Are you ready? You don't look ready. What's the problem? It's so cold. Cold where? The sun up there. Can you try it and see if you like it? Still warm, be careful. Mainit yan sa loob. That's the original Jollibee pie. Yummy? You like it? It's peach mango.
It's still hot.
It's still hot.
But I can eat that.
Okay.
Crumbs.
Hello guys! Maayong buntag. Kahil, can you greet?
Hello, Maayong buntag.
What's maayong buntag?
Philippines.
Philippines. Maayong buntag means good.
Yeah, feel
good. What?
I feel good.
Kahil, maayong buntag means good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Tanghali na guys. Time check alas 12 and kahit na 23 ngayon. Sobrang busy at I am overstimulated kasi ang dami-daming nangyayari, masyadong na-overwhelm yung mga anak ko, nag-aaway na sila ng umaga pa lang and I had to calm everyone down, otherwise ako naman yung talagang mauubusan ng pasensya. So this is a very common scenario. Kahit gaano sila ka-sweet sa isa't isa guys, grabe din po sila mag-away. Pero I mean, I've been there, grabe din kami mag-away magkakapatid when we were younger. Pero as you can see, habang nagmamature, i-improve yung aming relationship. And right now, because we are all mature na, ayan, at sobrang talagang sandigan namin yung isa't isa. So, I understand na ngayon talagang maraming away. And most of it ay away bata. So, kaninang umaga, guys, nagkaroon na ng episode itong si Kahil tsaka si Calby. Mahirap talaga itong mga anak ko paminsan-minsan. But anyway, sinama ko si Kahil ngayon kasi I have to process. Kailangan ko nang asikasuhin yung kanyang documents na kailangan para sa kanyang pagbalik sa Thailand. So, alam nyo guys, alam ko magtatanong kayo, Madam, kadarating pa lang ni Kahil, nag-aasikaso na kayo agad ng documents pabalik. Eh, wala pang alam nyo yun, kadarating niya lang talaga. I understand, kasi kahit ako yun din yung nafe-feel ko. Pero I don't have a lot of options. Wala akong choice dahil it's holiday season and all the government offices na kailangan naming puntahan are going to close sa most ng mga araw ngayong linggo and next week because of Christmas and New Year. So I have to take advantage sa mga araw na pwede kaming mag-process. Once again, this document is the DSWD Certificate of Exemption, which is a very crucial document for Kahil to be able to travel alone back sa Thailand para sa kanyang pag-aaral. So every time Kahil comes over here for his vacation, we always need to get this document, you guys. And this document ay mapaprocess lang namin sa Marbel, which is 1 hour away from General Santos City. That means we really have to travel. And dahil DSWD is a government office, they close sa Pasko, kasagsagan ng Pasko, kasagsagan ng New Year. People are going out para mag-travel, magbakasyon. So, yung mga pirma na kailangan sa document na to guys, sobrang mahirap habulin kapag ka nagbakasyon na sila. So even if Kahil just arrived, nagpahinga lang siya kahapon, which was Sunday. Ngayon, Monday, inasikaso agad namin ang kanyang document. So for this certain document, you guys, I'm going to share this with you, yung mga details at saka yung picture para meron kayong idea. Ito po yung document na under sa DSWD, tinatawag nilang Certificate of Exemption para mapayagang mag-travel ang isang minor de edad alone. As in, alone, walang kasama from Pilipinas palabas ng bansa. Okay? So, Certificate of Exemption is just given case-to-case basis. I-explain ko sa inyo mamaya para sa mga, baka meron dito mga parents no, na gusto nilang ipatravel yung mga anak nila alone from Pilipinas, papuntang abroad or something, but you don't know what to do. Eto po tong video na ay para sa inyo, para malaman ninyo na kung possible ba siya, at kung possible siya, ano yung pwedeng gawin ninyo ng mga step-by-step process. Once again, i-share ko sa inyo mamaya. Ano pa ba? Ayan, papunta na kami ni Kahil doon, and sana maabutan namin yung tao na kailangan namin, guys, para ma-process yung kanyang document na kailangan. Gusto ko na itong gawin agad para ma-enjoy ko ang aking natitirang araw with Kahil, kasi nga I don't want to think too much about this document. Without this document, hindi po siya pwedeng magbiyahe. So, kailangan talaga natin itong asikasuhin, and it will give me a lot of peace if this document is already in my hand as early as possible. Ayun. So, puntahan lang natin tong office ng DSWD sa Marbel. I hope I can get this document and I'll keep you guys posted. I'll see you on today's episode. Alright. Hi guys! Good morning! Gumamit na ako ng microphone, guys, kasi alam naman natin, no, 2 araw, 3 araw, sunod-sunod yung mga event. At talagang nauubusan ako ng boses dahil ako yung nag-host at minsan nakikipag-agawan po kami sa price na 20 pesos. Grabe, sobrang enjoy na mga games namin. Kaya naman masasabi natin minsan, no, it's not about the price, kundi yung talagang moment na nagkakatuwaan ng lahat. So anyway, I wanted to finish this episode, you guys, kasi alam ko etong episode na to magiging useful siya para sa mga parents, guardians, na merong mga minor na gustong mag-travel abroad. And I'm talking about minor traveling abroad, mag-isa. Okay? Walang kasama. And we are talking about the age of 17, 18 years old and below, which was a total shock to me. Kasi akala ko, guys, hanggang 12 years old ko lang gagawin to. Yun pala, nag-inform sa akin ng DSWD na in the Philippines, 18 years old and below are considered minor. So if they are traveling around the Philippines, in the Philippines, ayan, and yung edad nila ay under 18, they are considered minor. Once again, para lang po ito sa mga travelers, okay? But I need to ask again the airlines kasi gusto kong i-clarify sa kanila kung this applies if the child is traveling outside of the Philippines. Kasi ang explanation sa akin ng DSWD is as long as yung bata ay lilipad papuntang Pilipinas at around Pilipinas, under 18 years old ay minor. Pwede silang lumipad, yes, pero merong mga documents na kailangang i-process. So for me, I'm going to share with you guys is the minor traveling abroad from Philippines to Thailand, or kung kahit saan man kayong bansa ililipad yung minor. Pero kay Kahil na case, it's from Philippines to Thailand, and Thailand to Philippines. So basically, yung Thailand to Philippines na travel ni Kahil is wala naman masyadong kailangan. All they wanted is for me to pay the unassisted minor fee. That's it. Wala po akong pinapply na any kind of documents for Kahil to travel from Thailand to the Philippines. Pero ngayon, yung game changer is yung pagbiyahe na naman ngayon ni Kahil from Pilipinas palabas ng bansa natin. So I'm going to say the requirements one by one. This was given to me by DSWD Marbel office. I am not very sure if the same requirements yung hihingin sa inyo ng DSWD sa branch ninyo, if ever. But just so to give you an idea, again, disclaimer, I am not working for DSWD or any government office. I am sharing with you guys only our experience. So anyway, let's start. So these are the documents na kinumply ko para kay Kuya Kahil. And I complied this one already for, I believe, 4 times since nag-decide kami ng tatay ni Kahil na babiyahe si Kahil to and fro Philippines and Thailand alone. So, may experience na talaga ako nito guys. And I'm going also to show you how the document looks like on my side. Ayan dito. Pero i-blur out ko lang or i-cover ko lang yung mga private or private information. Ayan. So, first and foremost, I had to comply the notarized. Isa-isahin ko muna and then I'll explain to you guys. I had to comply the notarized affidavit consent of mother. That's the first one. The second one is photocopy of mother's ID with 3 signatures. The third one is a handwritten letter of support from the father stating that he will handle and take care of the minor once the minor arrives at the destination. Fourth is work permit / passport ng tatay. Next is visa copy ng minor. Hindi ko alam kung ano sa iba pero kay Kahil is nasa passport niya. And next is photocopy ng passport ng minor, birth certificate ng minor, and then lastly is the marriage certificate of the mother. Okay? So ngayon isa-isahin ko na guys na i-discuss sa inyo yung anong ginawa ko for every document. The notarized affidavit of consent of mother. This one is very easy. I'm going to attach here the sample para makita ninyo kung ano yung itsura niya. But basically, what I did is to go to the nearest, tawag mo dyan, lawyer office na nagno-notarize ng mga letters. And it helps if meron kayong sample kasi madali na lang nilang magagawa. But this one is very cheap and very fast kasi dito sa Gensan, ang daming offices na gumagawa ng notarized affidavit. Basically, it looks like a letter and it has the private information. It states the case of the child, the name of the child, the name of the father and the mother. And then, it states my consent na mag-travel yung anak ko na mag-isa. Then, ang magta-type nito guys is yung office na mismo. Then, they will ask you to sign it. Then, the lawyer will sign it. They will seal it. They will stamp it. And you have to pay. For us here, I paid 300 pesos. Hindi ko alam dyan sa inyo, pero 300 pesos lang talaga yung binabayad ko. And like I said, this is a no-brainer requirement. Very easy, guys. Huwag kayong matakot sa word na notarized affidavit. Kasi minsan very overwhelming, no? Pag narinig natin, notarized affidavit, ano na naman yan? Masakit na naman yan sa ulo. Parang ang bigat na naman yan ng mga requirement. Ganun agad. But it's not. Okay. Nagising si Mayumi guys, so I had to pick her up. She's going to join me dito kasi yung mga kuya niya nagpapahinga. Anyway, like I said, notarized affidavit, very easy to get. Huwag kayong kabahan dito sa first requirement natin. Sa second requirement naman is photocopy of mother's ID with 3 signatures. This can be any ID, but for me, I always use my passport para sigurado na talagang okay yung ID na gamit ko and it is a strong identification. Next is handwritten letter of support from father or I believe kung sino man yung tatanggap sa minor sa arrival niya. And etong handwritten letter, this is very easy as well. For my case, nagsusulat talaga yung tatay ni Kahil every time na pumupunta si Kahil dito sa akin, guys. And this letter is a very simple letter, direct to the point. Andito yung buong details ng tatay ni Kuya Kahil, pangalan, address, phone number, ano yung trabaho niya dun sa bansang yun. And he will state in the letter that Kahil is his son and he's going to take care of all his expenses from education, medical, personal, whatever expense is gonna have dun sa destination. And ano pa ba, i-state din sa letter na yan kung bakit pumunta sa akin si Kahil, which is ako yung nanay niya. And he will come to visit me and spend time with the family. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Then, merong pangalan, then pirma nung guardian. Sa case ni Kahil, pirma at pangalan ng tatay niya. Next is number 4, which is work permit and passport na lang din ng tatay ni Kuya Kahil. Very easy because his father is working legally in Thailand as a teacher. So, meron siyang work permit. Lagi po yung naka-attach. and passport na lang din just in case kailanganin din ng DSWD. The fifth one is yung visa na minor. So when we say sa visa guys, there's a lot of different kinds of visa, but for Kahil's case, Kahil is having a dependent visa under his father o yung tinatawag sa Thailand na NAN-O. Dependent meaning yung visa ng anak ko ay nakadepende sa tatay niya who is actually legally staying in Thailand and he's a proper and legal visa and work permit. So, yung visa ni Kahil nakatatak yan sa passport, it shows the valid date. And other than that, every time lumalabas si Kuya Kahil sa bansang Thailand, he should pay the re-entry permit which means na kapag lumabas siya ay babalik siya ulit ng Thailand para hindi ma-cancel or ma-void yung kanyang visa, which normally 1 year guys yung tinatagal ng visa. So kay Kuya Kahil next year pa may expire yung kanyang visa. So that one pinapa-photocopy ko lang yan and then ini-explain ko lang sa DSWD officer na in charge sa minor traveling abroad. Next is yung photocopy ng passport ng minor, yung kanyang ID page ng passport. Yun lang guys, very simple. Next, birth certificate ng minor and this should be the PSA copy. So, lagi po dapat kayong merong dala niyan. Kung pwede kayo magpa-extra, magdala kayo lagi ng 3 kasi you don't know when you're going to need the originals. And lastly is the marriage certificate ko to state that I'm married. Pero, yun nga, yung details ko naman and to support my facts. Other than that, the DSWD conducted a very short and simple interview asking kung anong ginagawa ng tatay, anong trabaho ng tatay, bakit nandun yung bata, sino ako, ano yung trabaho ko, ano yung ginagawa ng anak ko, ilang taon yung minor, ano yung ginagawa ng minor. Very basic interview. Ayan, sobrang dali lang talaga. So that's it, you guys. Yun lang yung kailangan kong asikasuhin every time ng mga documents. Once all those documents are complete, hiningi ka? Ha? Oh. Ay, akyat ka na dyan. So anyway guys, yun lahat yung mga documents na kinukompile ko. And once they are already completed, ang ginagawa ko, because I have a contact number sa DSWD Marbel office, I communicate with them kung andyan ba yung mga staff or signatories, available ba sila, kasi kung hindi, sayang yung pagbiyahe ko papuntang Marbel, which is 1 hour away. So normally guys, nagre-reply naman talaga sila and they are very helpful. Shout out nga pala sa DSWD Marbel. Ayan, maraming salamat sa inyo sa magandang servisyo ninyo palagi. Lalong-lalo na dyan sa my office where we have to process the minor traveling abroad. Sa lahat sa inyo dyan, shout out. Maraming salamat po sa laging pag-asikaso at sa very on point ninyo na service sa amin ng mga kapwa natin Filipino. Ayun. And what I do is I take the complete documents there, then they're going to review if kompleto ba. They will conduct the interview and then they will pass it to inside the office kung saan pipirmahan na siya. So once na napirmahan na siya, what I actually get for Kuya Kahil, it's a special case. Normally yung kinukuha natin na document sa DSWD is travel clearance for the minor. Pero travel clearance is for someone who's traveling with an adult. For me, what I am getting is yung certificate of exemption. Ito yung kinukuha ko. Kasi exempted si Kuya Kahil sa travel clearance kasi nga, ang case niya, he will be traveling abroad alone. So, mamaya, i-explain ko sa inyo, or ngayon na lang pala. So, ngayon, i-explain ko sa inyo kung bakit. So, bakit nga ba certificate of exemption yung kinukuha ko at hindi travel clearance? Kasi nga, si Kuya Kahil, guys, he has to travel alone kasi doon siya nag-aaral sa abroad. Okay? Certificate of exemption, pakitaan ko na lang kayo ng sample, like I said, at itatago ko na lang yung aking, tawag nito, yung details ng aking anak. So, basically, certificate of exemption states the name of the minor, yung pangalan ng parents, at saka details kung saan kami nakatira, and then kung bakit exempted siya sa travel clearance. So, for Kahil's case, it's because the minor is holding a valid visa or a pass. It can be a dependent pass, dependent visa, or pass, dependent identification, valid identification card, which serves as a proof that he or she is living with parents abroad and their travel does not constitute child trafficking. So basically, lahat ng to ginagawa ng DSWD guys para maiwasan yung ating mga cases ng child trafficking. Other cases kung saan kailangan yun ng certificate of exemption, number 1 is if the minor is traveling with both parents, so you're exempted for the travel clearance. Number 2, the minor is a legitimate child traveling with his mother or father. Number 3, the minor is an illegitimate child traveling with his mother. O, diba guys? So, kahit na illegitimate child, pero nanay mo yung kasama mo, exempted ka sa travel clearance. And, yung case ni Kahil na the minor is holding a valid visa from that country, showing na he is dependent from his father's visa. Next is the minor is holding a valid permanent resident visa, immigrant visa, or that proves that this is not, the case is not child trafficking. Next is the minor whose parents are in the foreign service, holding diplomatic official passport, such as ambassador, general, or consul. Then, another is if the minor is a foreign national. And lastly, if the minor is holding a foreign passport. Pero again, this has to be verified and checked by DSWD offices, kahit na certificate of exemption siya. Ayun. So, basically, you guys, hindi po talaga pwedeng lumabas si Kahil ng bansa without the clearance from DSWD. Kasi hindi pwede na ako lang yung magsabi sa airlines na kailangan yung ilipad yung anak ko kasi ganito, ganyan. Nandun yung tatay niya, kailangan niya mag-aral, hindi nga siya dito nakatira, nagbabakasyon lang siya sa akin, bakit ayaw niyong palabasin? I cannot say that to the airlines. That is not the airline's job. This is the job for those offices that protects the welfare of the minors, or katulad sa case ni Kuya Kahil. Okay? So, kapag lumipad si Kuya Kahil, I have to present to them this one paper, the certificate of exemption. Then, the airline check-in counter is going to check it. They will make sure that it is okay. Then, that's when they will accept the minor. And ipapakita din nila yan sa immigration officer ng Pilipinas para mabigyan ng go signal si Kuya Kahil na magbiyahe. So, ayun. Sana guys, klaro yung pagka-explain ko, no? I tried my best to explain to you guys. I don't normally do this kind of videos. But because I would like to be helpful sa mga parents or guardians na may katulad ng case kay Kuya Kahil. Ayan. If you have any questions about this thing, please comment them down below at itatry ko siyang i-answer. Sa mga iba naman na merong ganyang klaseng case and naka-experience din kayo ng ibang style ng process. So unfortunately guys, na-process ko na yung papers ni Kahil pero hindi ko nadala yung document na kailangan ko kasi wala yung mga signatories dahil nga holiday season. So what I did, pinocess ko na lang siya and I asked the office if they could keep the paper just in case the signatories will come, they can sign, and then babalik na lang ako dun sa office para i-pick up. Kasi mahirap guys, no, kapag yung mga signatories sobrang busy nila and they cannot stay for the whole day in the office, baka mahirapan akong humabol sa kanila kasi nga 1 hour away ako from Marbel kung nasaan yung DSWD office na kailangan kong pag-asikasuhan ng documents. So, I am hoping that I could get that paper kasi wala akong choice. I need to have that paper talaga. Otherwise, Kuya Kahil will not be allowed to travel. So, I am hoping to get that certificate of exemption on or before sa flight ni Kuya Kahil. So, ayun lang guys. At least I don't have the thing in my mind for now kasi nga na-process ko na siya. Once again, I will attach the documents, photos on this side. And I hope these things can guide you guys for your own personal, you know, processing as well para sa mga ganitong cases. Okay guys, yun lang. Maraming salamat. Ako muna yung mag-aasikaso kay Mayumi and I'll see you in the next episode. Much love, Daiga.